A material girl, you know that we are living in a material world, and I am a material girl. One day I'm gonna stop. One day, not every day, not every day. One day, not every day. One day, but not every day. You come to an understanding of what it means. Just vibe out just a little bit. You vibe out just a little bit, and everything works out fine, and everything is great, and everything, oh dear, because oh man, oh, I just realized it's Sunday. That's good. It's good that it's Sunday. It's good. It's good. It's good. It's Sunday. Sunday's good. Sunday's good. Sunday good. Sunday good. Sunday good day. Sunday good day. Not a lot of people like Sunday. A lot of sinners don't like Sundays, but that's not my problem because their ineptitude is never going to be an excuse. I'm mad that last stream got blocked, but I knew it was, so it's like couldn't even really be mad. You just have to be like more so disappointed, not mad. But the beauty of it is just like how funny it was. It's just simple fun. Highly unhappy Sunday is crazy. What were you expecting? I mean, I knew it was going to get. Don't start with me. It's still early in the morning. Don't start with me. Matter of fact, that's your strike 1 and 2. Don't start with me. You always come in here on some shit. You'll never just come in this motherfucker and just relax. You come in this motherfucker every fucking day on some shit. You gotta stop that. It's not a happy Sunday. No, this dipshit comes in at the wrong fucking time. Yes, it's a happy fucking Sunday. Until I hear whatever this fucking is. Cause like in my head, when you see things, you gotta be amazed by them. You giving me racism on this good Sunday? I don't know. I don't know what I'm giving you on this good Sunday. All I know is when you invite me into the conversation and I have to see a YouTube timestamp list of intro, neglecting my children, anti-LGBTQ, Nazi, KKK member, unemployed, grooming my wife, it seems like we're going to be in for a treat. Also, because it needs to be stated, white man alert. Now, backstory, if anyone cares. I'm not clued in on anything of what this creature is. Did Chris send this to you? No. It's even worse. Chris's video popped up in my recommended, and I'm like, what the hell is this? And then, like, the first 10 seconds, you hear about Chris is saying something about how this dude is neglecting children to focus on Overwatch, and I'm like, oh no. and then you look at his background. They got Buku G Fuel in the background. It's like, oh no. But I have no idea. Apparently, this man's name is Gaming for Hope.
Hey everybody, I need to just squash apparently a rumor that's floating around. Don't know where it's come from. I don't know why it's out there. I have my own suspicions, but that doesn't matter. The important thing is, no, at no point was I ever going to meet with a 13-year-old boy.
Just ripping Band-Aids off. It's 10 o'clock in the morning. Jesus. Why so early?
Absolutely insane that I even have to say those words out loud. But please know that if there's a rumor floating around that you come into touch with that has anything to do with me meeting with a 13-year-old boy, it definitely was not a real thing. I would challenge you to reach out to me and let me know who is perpetuating these things so that I can continue to report the accounts to the police. I do think I understand who it is, but every account helps push the case further. So if you do get these kinds of rumors sent to you or you come across them, please link me these accounts so that I can get them sent off to the police.
Motherfucker said I didn't know eggs could get hairy. Oh my God. See how we can't take things seriously. You see how when things get to a certain point, you just can't take them seriously. Like, shame on you. Like, shame on you. Be ashamed. That's part of the mode. Well, I'm trying to figure out where all this shit came from. Oh my. Profile picture anyone. Oh my. I don't even know what that's in relation to. So when you go to Twitter to find your information. I'm surprised you didn't title the stream Gaming for Dopes. Well, your stream title ideas are terrible. That's a wah not. But let's learn the truth about new accusations. Why the fuck do you have the handshake emoji? Why?
The community of Overwatch seems to be at least aware of at this point. I have notes in front of me, so if you see me looking down, it is because I'm trying to be organized without literally reading a script. I mean, there is no script here. It may look like a script, but there is
I mean, it's technically a script. It could be notes, but it could also be a script.
no script.
Bullet points is what you could call it.
It is just my bullet points trying to help me keep my thoughts organized. The allegations that I'm aware of at this point are that I neglect my children, I'm anti-LGBTQIA+, I'm a Nazi, apparently I'm still considered to be a member of the KKK.
Still? You worded that like you no longer a part of the KKK. Wait, huh? Wait a minute. Nah, I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. I think it's more like, hey, I've had this rumor thrown at me numerous times, and it still keeps coming up. That's what I think. There's no way this is a retired Klansman, and they found pictures of him, and they still think he's a part of the KKK. There's no way.
I am unemployed. I groomed my wife, which is insane to say out loud.
Not the KKK part. I mean, somebody saying you groomed your wife is wild. Like, is wild. But come on, you compare apples to oranges right now.
Applies reaction, which obviously was a lot of what sparked this whole chaotic mess. And not that that's his fault, just to be clear. And then I am going to share an adjustment to my goals in general at the end of the video. There will be chapters, so if there's a specific question that you want to go look at the answer to, you don't care about anything else, totally fine. Skip to that one. It's okay. I'm going to throw this disclaimer out there, though, before I say anything about any of the allegations. My request to you is very clear. Treat people the way you want to be treated. Do not be disrespectful to me or anybody else in my comments section. It takes me or one of my moderators 2 seconds to hide your account. Please don't make us do that. You are welcome to leave criticism in the comments. You are even welcome to be critical of me. What will be blocked is people who are clearly rage baiting and people who are clearly just there to be toxic and not helpful. So first, let's talk about this whole I neglect my children thing based on a very, very, very deeply out of context clip, as is you'll find a theme as we continue. Basically, what was going on there is my kid was crying. My youngest son, Cassian, was crying in the background. My stream is actually in our bedroom.
First of all, let's get one thing straight. Let's get one thing clear here. Just flag on the play. You playing Overwatch, bro? Like, come on. Everyone plays Marvel Rivals now. That's basically the same game.
And he's 6 months old, so he has a bassinet that's next to our bed. So he was being put down for bed about that time. And my wife was with him, so he was not being neglected. My wife is a stay-at-home mom, so her entire life is built around making our home wonderful and raising our children in a very direct, consistent way.
What do you do? While you what? Please don't. Please don't. If you know about this shit, don't spoil this for me. Let me enjoy this ride. Please don't say so that you can focus on streaming. Please don't say so that you can focus on playing Overwatch. Please. I've had enough insanity. I've had enough.
I continue to earn a living and provide for the family.
Okay. Whew. Oh, okay, that's a good answer. Ooh, that's a good answer. That's a good answer. That's a good answer. Ooh, I got scared. I was gonna lose it. I was gonna.
It's not everybody's way of doing things, by the way. I don't care. That's fine. If something else works better for you and your family, that's great. But for us, her being a stay-at-home mom and homemaker has been a huge blessing, not only for my children, but for me when I come home from work. It is a very big deal. Kids do cry, in case you didn't know that. Some of you, I don't think, have ever had children, which is fine.
You don't need to have children to understand that children cry. Like that's not a debunk. That's not really a good like outlier. Granted, we do live in a world where a lot of motherfuckers who don't have children seemingly think that they could raise somebody else's, and that tends to not work either.
But you do need to be a little more sensitive to the fact that kids cry. That's just their way of communicating. They cry when they need change. They cry when they're hungry. They cry when they're cold. They cry when they're hot. They cry. You get the idea? They cry a lot. And if you've watched any of my streams for more than just that one clip's duration, you know that, especially during the nights that I'm not in a scrim, which is like literally every one of them besides that one because I was just trialing for a scrim team, I walk away after that game. When I'm done with the game and my wife needs something, I have a BRB scene specifically so that I can walk away from my stream and people know that I'm gone for a minute. Because my wife does need my help sometimes. My streams also lie about the middle of them is when my kids go to bed. I usually walk away from here for a minute to go say goodnight to them, tuck them in, and then I come back. The audacity for people to think that I don't care about my children or that I'm neglecting them is astronomical. Let's talk about the LGBTQIA plus community.
Why are you bullying this father of 6 pro Overwatch? Oh no. I'm only 3 minutes in. And we literally just got to anti-LGBTQ. Chris, don't spoil this for me. I don't know. All I saw was like the first 10 seconds of your video, and I had to stop. Don't spoil this for me. Let me enjoy this ride. He's beating the he doesn't care about his kids allegations. Come on.
Community, because I do want to say before I say anything else, I have nothing but kindness and love in my heart for you. Yes, I have my own personal beliefs as a Christian, but those beliefs...
Oh, there you go. He thinks being gay is a sin, Mars. I know it. I know it.
Beliefs are anchored by the idea that you are to love your neighbor as yourself. And I know that while the Bible calls many of the LGBTQIA plus community identifications sin, that does not mean that I am without fault.
God hates
I make mistakes constantly. And the Bible has no hierarchy to sin. There is no... The LGBT is...
Oh, don't let these Christian YouTubers hear you say that. Don't let these Christian YouTubers hear you say this shit. They gonna lose it.
Is the worst, although some Christians would have you believe that. There's just no factual basis for that. My lying on occasion, little white lie, even just a little, you steal a paperclip from your office, that's still as bad in God's mind, according to the Bible, as anything else that's listed as sin in the Bible.
Don't let Melanie Mac hear you say that. Because that bitch would be the first one to be like, being trans is evil and you're going to hell and that's the most important one. But when we point at those tattoos, all of a sudden, it's a problem.
It's all the same to him. At my core, you will never, ever, 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 ever be able to find a place where I am disrespectful towards someone because of their gender identity, sexual orientation, or the like. I can promise you that. I obviously made a video about Venture when they were released into the game, and notice even as I'm talking about Venture now, I still use their preferred pronouns, even though I don't personally align with it, which I said then and I stand by it now.
Oh, what a cool guy. Oh, see, what a cool guy. This video can't get bad. Come on. He's respecting pronouns. What a cool guy. This video can't go the route that I think it's gonna go. What a cool guy.
My personal beliefs should never impact the way that I respect and treat other people. Period.
Don't let Melanie Mac hear you say that.
I want you to know, when I posted that video about Venture, I pissed off Christians that I know personally because I wouldn't outright say that I hate, and I mean this is genuine, because I wouldn't say that I hate the LGBT. I promise you, this is a real thing that happened. I was so neutral on this that I pissed off both sides of the argument. I'm sorry if that doesn't tell...
Well, that's what tends to happen when you use your brain to not just spout a bunch of bull and you just kind of stick to your own beliefs. Currently, there's a bunch of people mad at me because I'm not I guess co-signing a dead white kid as much as they would like for me to. They got like 50 more dead white kids from like school shootings that nobody's cared about since they died. But, you know, LOLs next to LOLs.
Tell you enough about this? I don't know what will. Just to reiterate, you can live your life the exact way you want to live it. I will
Don't
not
let Melanie
be
Mackey
against
you say
in
that.
I will not vote against you in that. You will not find me in the opposition despite my personal beliefs, because my personal beliefs are what I align my life to, not yours. Also, I will say there was a relatively funny, I have to admit I had a good laugh, funny clip of me jumping over the rainbow crosswalk at Midtown. I thought that was quite funny. It was completely out of context. The top portion of my camera feed was, I don't even know where they grabbed that. That's kind of funny. Probably my Doomfist video where I'm jumping around a lot. But the other thing is, that gameplay is not my footage. And the line that was said is the only thing that was actually real, and I want to give the context to that. I basically said something along the lines of, I don't do the whole preferred pronouns thing. Someone asked me right before that what my preferred pronouns were, and I said to them something strongly along the lines of, you can call me by what I present to you, because I believe that's how it should be. I don't really go the preferred pronouns route for me. For me. And it's insane to me that we've gotten to this point that people actually think that I just said that as a general statement on the internet. That's so wild. I also left a comment replying to someone who, unfortunately, turns out was just rage baiting me and was not being authentic whatsoever in their question of what I was doing for Pride Month. And I responded with, I don't celebrate Pride Month, which is correct. I don't force you on Easter to celebrate Christ's resurrection, nor do I force you to celebrate Christ's birth at Christmas. That's not your beliefs. Period, end of story. And I'm not going to force it on you. I'm just asking that you do the same for me. For some reason, that concept is so foreign to today's day and age because of how polarized we are as a complete society. This isn't just...
We're not polarized. We're just a bunch of cucks who want people to validate us. That's what I'm figuring out more and more. A lot of y'all are just cucks who want somebody to, like, appease your ego to the thoughts you had at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. A lot of y'all don't have a foundation to stand on, so you hope someone else could validate it for you. That's why some of you pussies get mad at me, because I don't agree with you 24/7 on your nihilistic view about how you're going to jerk off to something that you see. That's why Chris routinely tries his damnedest to make it my problem that he's a moron and he's too chicken shit to actually, call out his pedophile friends. But he'll dedicate 5 hours to an art community pedophile.
Just a United States thing. This is a worldwide issue. Because we have...
See, there go Kirk, there go Chris, there you go. He about to sit here and defend it. He about to sit here and make an excuse. Y'all about to see Chris sweep. Y'all get ready to see sweep. Go on, Chris, sweep. Go ahead, sweep.
Been continually polarized and separated and forced apart. When
I have no idea what's going on. Oh, don't worry. I also don't. Apparently this guy's like a former KKK member. Apparently.
I guarantee you that if we didn't have all of this media BS crammed down our throat all day long that we were inundated with, regardless if it's traditional news media like Fox or MSNBC, or if you get your news from Twitter, or if you get X, you get what I'm saying, TikTok, whatever. Unfortunately, we're so inundated with media that we get continually forced further and further and further apart, so that if you disagree, the goal is that you will never stand united on what really matters. Please don't take that as your opinions don't matter. They do matter.
Your opinions don't matter.
Okay, you should stand for them. That's appropriate.
A lot of your opinions don't matter.
Especially if you live in the United States. Soldiers and men and women all over the world have died for those rights. I'm not trying to take those from you. I wasn't even going to put this out there at all, this particular section, but because I've had enough people reach out to me personally to clarify my stance, I felt like it was appropriate to include it here. All right, let's talk about the fact that evidently, according to the internet, who is so wonderfully versed in history, that I am a Nazi, according to them. So
yeah, whoa! Whoa! Wow! Wow!
I mean, you're seeing the image on your screen right now. Fair enough that you see that at first glance, but there are two key important things. Number one is the one thing that a simple Google search of what a Nazi salute looks like would have answered for you. I used the wrong hand.
You daft cunt. That's the excuse? I used the wrong hand. No.
I mean, you're seeing the image on your screen right now. Fair enough that you see that at first glance, but there are two key important things. Number one is the one thing that a simple Google search of what a Nazi salute looks like would have answered for you.
Well, I'm not gonna Google that, so like y'all could do that at your own accord. But if it looked like a duck, quack like a duck, fuck like a duck, wouldn't y'all think it's a duck? I know I would, but that's just me. Yeah, that's just me.
Used the wrong hand. If it was an actual Nazi salute, it would have been my right hand, and your left hand, you would have been shot and killed in the Nazi Germany. So, little history lesson for you there. But the more important thing is that was a screenshot from one of my videos that was taken completely out of context where I used that motion. You are welcome to go watch it. I have referenced it on my Twitter. You can go check that out. It is a direct link to the timestamp, and then you can go back and look in context. I was discussing the fact that I was kind of using the motion to project the future. It had nothing to do with Nazi Germany. And the fact...
Well, damn. That's so great. But that freeze frame is terrible, my boy. That freeze frame was fucking terrible. All time worst screenshot still images ever.
The fact that so many people bought into that showed the collective IQ of the internet. It was insane. And seriously, if you're offended by the fact that I just called you stupid, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to offend you, but at the same time, please use your brain. That on its own was really not as big of a thing for me that I was concerned about. But then there were a couple of other coincidences that I'm getting into now that kind of tied in with it and unfortunately started to provide each other validity to a lot of people. This one, I kind of understood why people saw it after it was explained to me. My old Patreon tiers used to be starting with the letter K, and there were 3 of them, so people kind of associated KKK. Now, if it was...
Stop. What type of fucking what type of fucking critics do you have? Why am I on his side? Why am I on his side with this one? Ironically, we're on the KKK part. Why am I on his side? Motherfucker had tier lists that just started with the letter K. I tied it together. Oh my god. Who's spreading these rumors about you? Why are you giving them the... A couple minutes ago, he admitted he fell for some rage bait. Dude made a 26-minute video falling for some rage bait. I feel like the people who made this go viral enough for him to see it are cackling.
It was just normal words that started with the letter K. I could understand why people would be reading into way too much. But the word contributor, which was one of the tiers, for instance, starts with the letter C, but I spelled it with a K. The word nobility starts with the letter N, but I added the silent K at the beginning. The word crusader and contributor, I think I already said contributor. Both of those words start with the letter C, and I used the K. Now,
okay, so you're just illiterate. That's cool.
The reason for that is my community is referred to as the kinship, as in a brother and sisterhood. The reason I used the word kinship, by the way, is because it is a gender-neutral term. So I used that, went forward with it, and decided I wanted to try and brand around the idea of using the letter K to keep things consistent. It never even occurred to me that people would read into that to that depth. But unfortunately, the thing that compounded it that I wasn't told until significantly later is that my logo over the top of a shield...
What type of logo is this? This shit sucks.
...was very similar to some KKK iconography back in the day. A simple history Google search would have taught me that, but it's not something that I ever really would have thought about because, in fairness, I'm not part of the KKK. However, those things combined with the Nazi salute, and people just immediately assumed that I was a white supremacist, that I'm a racist, and I can understand why you would be concerned by the combination of those 3 things, but to jump to those radical conclusions is where I'm kind of like, you guys need to stop spending so much time on the internet and actually go touch some grass. I'm going to be honest with you. So, to be clear and to recap so far, I want to be very clear. I am not a Nazi. I'm not a member of the KKK. It's so wild that I even have to say this out loud. I do not hate you if you are part of the LGBTQIA+ community. I do not neglect my children. Keeping up with me so far? Let's talk about the job situation. First of all, let's just make it a very TLDR at the beginning. I'm employed. That probably solves it for a lot of you. But for the rest of you that are curious about what happened, I'm going to share the story because I do think it bears relevance, and I believe because I've been so transparent about the situation financially and have asked for help in the recent past, I need to be transparent. Back in November of last year, I did leave the teller job that I referenced in my OWCS roadmap video. I left that job not because we were finally at the goals that I was trying to achieve at the time, which was to have a 6-month emergency fund and our debts completely paid off, but because I had been denied a promotion that I was promised from the beginning for the 4th time in a row, despite having every metric checked and then some. My manager continued to move the goalpost and say, well, you need to do this now. Well, you need to do this now. Well, you need to do this now. I needed the raise that came with that to continue to support my family at a high level. I realized I could go make better money than even the promotion running rideshare. So that's exactly what I did. So I was gainfully employed from the moment I left the teller job, just to be super clear. And then life happened. December 30th, I believe, I got into the car accident with the vehicle that I was using primarily to do the rideshare stuff. It totaled the vehicle. And because I had only been doing it for about a month, I couldn't go get a new auto loan. So I'm like, well, crud, now I'm in a pickle. We have 1 car. We are about to have, as a matter of fact, we had already had my 3rd child, and we had 2 sedans. We were 2 cars everywhere we went. And now we're down to 1 car that can't fit all of our family, so now I'm in a pickle. I start driving that car around for rideshare, and then it throws a check engine light that was critical. You cannot drive it. It was a flashing check engine light. So I pulled it over, and we took it to the shop, and I couldn't drive it anymore. So now what do I do? In essence, we still had some funds in emergency, and I'm like, you know what? The content seems to be picking up a little bit. What if I just hit the gas pedal a little bit? So I talked to my wonderful bride and was like, look, if you want me to go get another job right now, I'll go do it. Not hesitating one time.
Please tell me the wife told him get another job. Please.
However, if you're cool with me taking a little bit of a risk for the next couple months, I'd like to. And she was completely okay with it. And by the way, that's how marriage works. Communication. If she had said, I'm not cool with it, at the end of the day, again, for me as a Christian, I'm going to die to myself and what I want to do in order to serve and love my wife. That is what I'm called to do as a Christian dude.
Cock!
Period. End of story. Well, because our emergency fund had dried up after that little stint of doing my best to gear everything up, and I didn't have any real revenue coming in that was allowing me to support my family, even at the low level of our bills at the time, it was time for me to get a job. So I did. Didn't hesitate. As soon as the moment hit that I realized I was like, well, we're cooked if I don't get a job. I went and got a job.
Okay. This is wildly better than what I've seen from the past number of years. Buddy realizes the grass ain't getting greener. You got to make it greener another way. It's via job. I'm just waiting for it to go bad. I'm waiting for this to go so bad. You know how we like hear somebody talk for a good little couple seconds and it go good, and then we let them keep talking and it just go bad. I'm just waiting for it to go bad.
Job. My family comes first, and anybody who has watched my stream for more than maybe 30 or 45 minutes knows that. I still want to be a full-time content creator in the grand scheme of things. The competitive stuff is a short-term goal of mine, and if I fail, I fail. A lot of people think that I'm so delusional that I think that I have no chance of failure. I have a very high chance of failure, but I'm willing to fail. I don't care. Failure is part of how you learn and grow in your life. If you consistently stay inside your comfort zone, you will never grow.
Yeah, this is true. This is true.
I am willing to push myself outside of it and fail in the worst case scenario. All right, let's talk about the accusations of me grooming my wife. Wild that people think that is actually a thing that happened. On May 7th, 2019, I posted a video about...
Oh my God, you are a KKK member. Look at his hair. Like, come on, bro. Come on, bro.
Pleasing your spouse, how to essentially take care of your spouse and love on them. It's not a sexual thing. Don't get weird. I referred to my wife at the time, and a lot of you assumed that I was referring to my current wife, Rachel. Many of you don't know this because I don't talk about it a lot. I've been married one other time. She cheated, so I left because I don't put up with that crap. That's the end of it. I was married before. That was who I was referring to in that video, but I don't have any reason to remove that video because it was still some valid advice. Fast forward to now, and of course it wasn't Rachel that I was talking about. I didn't even know Rachel then. While I don't expect you to think that I was married before or be able to figure that out, I would like to think that the collective IQ of the internet would be capable of figuring out.
No, never hope for the collective IQ of the fucking internet. Never.
That maybe there's a better explanation than I groomed my wife. Come on now, seriously. All right, now for the moment that many of you have probably clicked to be honest with you, and it's not really a reaction to Apply's video, it's my response. For those that don't know, I highly encourage you to go watch it. It was a great video, and don't take what he says personally at the beginning. It was for content and humor. I'm sure there was some truth and validity to what he actually felt, but it was very well put together. I thought it was a little crude, sure, a little brash, sure, but it was humor. And then he did a VOD review of my Doomfist gameplay, which, you know what, I'm glad he did that, even though I'm not a Doomfist player. I'll get to that in a minute. But obviously, for those of you that watch my content, you know I'm not a Doomfist player. Those were the only games that I have on Doomfist are posted, and he reviewed the last one in there. I do want to give him some credit for that, by the way. He skipped to the last game of the 10, presuming that I would have learned the most by that point, which is an accurate assumption. It was a terrible game for many reasons, but the big one we're going to get to now. I really needed to swallow a very difficult pill when he pointed out that my blaming my teammates was probably my biggest... No, it was my biggest problem. I'm not going to...
What the fuck is this? What did you yell at your team and they were just teenagers? What criticism is this? You see, this is the white people shit y'all be talking. Y'all white people be grooming, raping. See, black people just shoot each other. And we go from there. Like, black people just shoot each other. And we just go from there. Y'all, I don't know what it is about y'all. You know, it got something to do with somebody touching something. Or yelling at something. I got white fatigue.
Screw around it. It was my biggest problem. Not only was it my biggest problem, it is still currently my biggest problem. And it's interesting because I always tell you guys, mindset is everything. But for some reason, I allowed myself to have this blind spot for way too long. People have been, in crude ways, pointing it out in my comments for a while. You need to quit blaming your teammates and just focus on you. And it took me until today, actually. I was listening to an audiobook. You'll have to excuse the phrase.
You look like you are about to hit your late 40s. And you're telling me you just now learned how to control your emotions? Men's Mental Health Month is only for one more day. Come Tuesday, we're back to the bottom. Figure it out fast.
Editor, please censor this. But the title is literally The Subtle Art of Not Giving a F. That book talks about the...
I'm sorry, you need an editor to bleep out not giving a fuck?
Importance of taking radical responsibility.
See, I feel like I feel like your money would be a little bit more stable. You stop spending it on useless shit, and an editor is some useless shit.
Responsibility for everything that happens to you in your life. And this is something that a lot of you have tried, and even Awkward has mentioned in content that I've seen from him. He's very big on that. It's one of the biggest things that he talks about. Taking accountability for your gameplay or for your life in general It doesn't matter what circumstances hit you. Of course, you can't be at fault for all of your circumstances, but you can take responsibility for how you receive them, how you respond to them. So, are some games losses that were not my fault? Sure. But that doesn't matter, is the point. I can only take responsibility for what I can control. And at the end of the day, the valid point that many people have made is that if I can't solo carry a platinum game, or in the case of the Doomfist video, I think it was bronze and silver games, I'm nowhere near OWCS, which, by the way, I know. I'm not ignorant to that. But it was a good point. I justified the soft blaming of my teammates for way too long. And what I mean by that is that I didn't outright cuss them out or flame them or get angry and slam my desk like the majority of very popular content creators do across the space. This isn't just an Overwatch.
I've gotten so fucking bored. I miss the KKK talk. I miss when you would talk about the KKK. What is this? God's chosen gaming girl. What the hell? Chris, what is this?
Recently, a fellow named David Orr, who goes by Gamin4Hope and has previously gone by names such as Bearden4Hope and Gamin4God, a simple man who just wanted to be able to, Apple for Twitch affiliate status, was brought to my attention. See, this poor guy has had a bunch of accusations leveled against him, and I watched his video addressing them. I would say he pretty much beats all of them. Let's do a quick overview. First up, he was being accused of neglecting his child, with the evidence being a clip of his stream where said child is crying. David counters this by explaining,
So he was being put down for bed about that time, and my wife was with him, so he was not being neglected. My wife is a stay-at-home mom.
What did I miss? You apparently an e-begging, not KKK member.
Enough. I don't want to hear that in a stream, but okay, silly accusation. Next up, he addresses accusations of being anti-queer, and he essentially explains that he has a love the sinner, hate the sin position. Down to you whether that counts as anti-LGBT or not. But his position on sodomy ain't exactly fire and brimstone.
The Bible has no hierarchy to sin. There is no, the LGBT is the worst, although some Christians would have you believe that. There's just no factual basis for that. My lying on occasion, little white lie, even just a little, you steal a paperclip from your office, that's still as bad in God's mind, according to the Bible, as anything else that's listed as sin in the Bible. It's all the same to him.
Agree or disagree with his religious position, I think it's hard to call him a gay basher when his perspective is that taking it in the ass is like stealing a paperclip. I mean, the guy respects video game characters' preferred pronouns, not just to abide by TOS, it's his actual position.
I'm sure you've noticed at this point in the video that I have been using Venture's preferred pronouns. I personally don't agree with the concept of gender fluidity, as I think God was very clear when he said that he created us both man and woman. However, for both Venture as a character in a video game and people that I know in my personal life, I will continue to go out of my way to be humble, kind, respectful, and loving to everyone I meet. That includes
queer
using preferred pronouns even.
Have y'all ever seen that fucking video? It had to have been from like the 90s. Of all them kids just saying no. I want to know where all of those kids are to this day. I want to know what they're doing. I want to know what their life is like. I want to know if that's their legacy. You've never seen this fucking... I don't even know where I could find this. I don't even know what I would be able to type in to find this. Hold on. Now I gotta see. Now I gotta see. I don't know where I could find this. It was a commercial. Oh, find it! Find What is the commercial trying to promote? I think it's anti-hate. The problem is it's been clipped and edited to death where it's just kids yelling.
That's so gay. Hello, you faggot. So you're
Not my words, YouTube. I don't condone. I'm actually not a fan of bullying the gays. It's not fun. I'm not saying that as if something could be funner. But Jesus. Y'all never seen this shit? Y'all never seen this?
where aren't you?
Oh, God, all right, enough. Just did it again. All right, never mind. Didn't know it was that long.
Even though I don't agree with the basis of their use.
That's about as soft and toothless as judgment gets. If that's too hardcore for you, I don't know what to say. Next accusation.
All right, let's talk about the fact that evidently, according to the internet, who is so wonderfully versed in history, that I am a Nazi, according to them. So, I mean, you're seeing the image on your screen right now.
He points out that ain't the right hand, and more importantly, it comes from this.
Continuing down the Let's Play path, I decided to just add...
See, with the context, it's not as bad. It's not even bad. It's just the fact that their freeze frame is ungodly funny.
Arc survival to the mix.
Not the gesture I'd use, but you haven't got him on that. The next accusation is that he's been dog whistling KKK affiliation or support. And there are two examples here. One is his original Patreon support tiers. Contributor, nobility, and Crusader, spelled with K's, all in a row. Alright, okay, I don't really see myself doing that accidentally. But he does have a strong defense. He's just kinda dumb, and didn't realize his stylistic choice led to that appearance. Maybe, maybe not. It's possible he was being a naughty boy. He's changing up now though. It's gonna be fine, I'm sure just something silly and unrelated. Maybe something random like Grand Wizard. The second example of alleged KKK dog whistling is his logo. I'm not terribly familiar with their iconography. I suppose it's meant to look like a burning cross. I'm seeing a bit of a different secret message. Congratulations on your Jorkin for Christ rebrand. There was also
Oh, that's where you lame motherfuckers got this joke from. I mean, fuck, bro. Can't jerk it for Christ. Who can you jerk it for?
there's some unfortunate phrasing regarding this accusation earlier in the video.
The allegations that I'm aware of at this point are that I neglect my children, I'm anti-LGBTQIA+, I'm a Nazi, apparently I'm still considered to be a member of the KKK.
What you mean still? Have to imagine he means it's
See? I'm so glad I ain't the only one that caught that shit. See, ooh. I'm so glad I'm not the only one that caught that shit. It's the way he said it. It's like, wait, still? That means you was a part of it and stopped? Like, let me see. Let me find out.
It's a recurring accusation, but buddy, maybe a script would have been a good idea. Next up is an accusation of unemployment, whatever. Then people did some
Kangalope, where have you been? I don't think you've seen this. Have you seen this? And by this, I mean little me. Look at me go! Look at me! I'm in the bottom of the cup. Look at me! Look at me! Look at me go! I don't think you've seen this. Look at me go! I'm moving! All right, I gotta get it off the screen. It seems like every time I put it on the screen, it goes bad.
grooming maths. He has a video talking about his wife from a few years ago, when his current wife would have been underaged, but he was talking about a previous wife. And finally, he addresses and cops to accusations of some bad sportsmanship in Overwatch. And that's all for that video. There is, however, one bonus accusation he addressed a few months ago.
Everybody, I need to just squash apparently a rumor that's floating around. I don't know where it's come from. I don't know why it's out there. I have my own suspicions, but that doesn't matter. The important thing is, no, at no point was I ever going to meet with a 13-year-old boy.
What a strange thing to say. I'm just saying, if you're going to address people saying stuff like that, your approach could be better. And I haven't seen anything to substantiate that rumor. Now, having gotten all of that out of the way, I actually have my own accusation to make towards this man. And it is one I...
Oh, God. Please don't let it... I mean, Chris already said e-beggar. So. Hey, listen, which would you rather be? An e-beggar or a pedophile?
do not think he'll be able to dodge to any degree in any way. I'm going to state it very simply, and I think it's the most important one that could be made against him. In fact, I think it's the root of all these people messing with him. Plainly stated, David Orr, aka Gamin4KKK, is a delusional retard and grifter. I haven't really seen that second part leveled against him, but I feel quite comfortable making such an assertion. Regarding this point, I'm going to show you a little red flag, and then we're going to look at more of an air raid siren. So like I said, first, here's that red flag, his Patreon about section. In it, he claims that God wants him to be a successful content creator to
What? You know what? Let's read this. He's probably gonna read it anyway, but you know what? Y'all won't hear my voice. We are entering into an interesting time where the digital world is beginning to substitute that of the real one. I personally have seen more and more people turning to a device for things that I turn to Christ and friends for. The central focus of my efforts is to redeem the toxic culture of gaming with the hope and love of the gospel of Jesus Christ by creating a community that believes life is too difficult to do alone. Currently, more than 2/3 of the world would call themselves gamers. That's not a good statistic. But there are very few Christians trying to reach this particular group of people. That's because when they try, basically, like, what he's describing is how I will describe gaming back when it was the Xbox 360 and the game to play was Modern Warfare 2. You know, I have chosen to use various tools that are at my disposal to begin the process of reaching this group. The harvest is plenty, but the workers are few. Due to this dilemma, I prayed and asked God whether it be in his will for me to pursue this as a full-time career. He has provided a plan for this to be something that happens within what I think will be the next 1 to 2 years. As a man of God, I am called to be the spiritual leader of my household. I am married to a wonderful wife, Rachel, my oldest son, Arthur, my daughter, Brinley, and my youngest son, Cassian. I want to provide the best life I can for us as we go through life together. I don't know why I changed my voice to this, but I'm going to keep it going. God led me to create this page as the way to sustain us financially, where I build and grow a community. Thanks for taking the time to read through this brief description of the mission and vision of what I do every day. Please pray for wisdom and direction as to whether or not you support this vision. All support is greatly appreciated. God bless you. God bless you, good sir. I don't know why twice my voice shifted in different directions, but, you know.
To bring Christ to the gamers. I prayed, he says, and asked God whether it would be in his will for me to pursue this as a full-time career. He has provided a plan for this to be something that happens within what I've starry-eyed streamer stuff, but with a Christian flavor added. Please believe in my journey is all over the place. This is just, please believe in my journey that God sent me on. Little bit more red flaggy, perhaps even exploitative of certain people, but nothing too bad. Yet, here's that grifter air raid siren I was talking about.
Life is difficult, and you shouldn't do it alone. Find Christ, find friendship, and find community. This is so when life hits the fan, you can pray to a God who sent his son to die for you, you can cry on a friend's shoulder, and so that when practical help is needed, you can lean into community.
Wonderful, wholesome, inspirational. Downtrodden denizens of the internet, come get saved, come find friends, get support. What's wrong with that? Oh wait, the video's not done yet.
We're in the place of needing that practical help. Our car needs $1,350 worth of repairs. If you can help.
Not to be that guy, but you can't, you just fucking can't. You just cannot. You know? You just cannot. And you know what? Since this is like the third time I've seen it, y'all do realize now there are people that think my name is Leonardo because of you fucks. Start banning you motherfuckers again. Make my fucking streams quiet again when it was just me in here. Fuck y'all.
Help, the options are listed here, or you can find them below.
Oh, he meant all that stuff for him. From you. He is God's chosen gamer after all. I watched all this live, and one religious member of my viewership was so sickened, he had to peace out. Now that was in 2023, but he did something similar before, melding his religion into his request for cash. In 2021, when he went by Bearden for Hope, he took a little break.
Hey everybody on social media, what's going on? Bearden for Hope here. Just coming at you with a really quick announcement. I'm going to rip it off like Band-Aid. I am done creating content for the foreseeable future. The reason why is because I truly believe that gaming is a tool that can be used for outreach to talk to people about the hope that lies in the gospel of Jesus Christ. Many of you
Yeah, bro, when I get called the hard R in a COD lobby and I just leave my mic open, I really feel the strength of Jesus, God, and the Holy Mary. Yep. When I'm cursing out my friends as we're trying to do missions in Grand Theft Auto, I really feel the strength of the Lord in that moment. Right. Yeah. When I'm cursing out random people while playing Fortnite, or cursing out random people while playing NCAA, I really feel the passion of Christ. I really feel the Lord oozing into me at that exact moment. Right. Yeah.
probably heard me say that, but it's been a while since I've really lived it, and it's been a while since I've even been saying it on my
Leonardo was not the best turtle. Absolutely take yourself out back and pee on yourself.
live streams and in my YouTube videos. I realized that I've been creating content as a gaming content creator instead of as a Christian trying to reach gamers.
Righteous so far. He's not doing what he thinks he's meant to, so he's going to take a break to fix that. Respectable. But why has he gone off that path, and what does he need to fix it?
Because I've lost sight of the mission, I don't have a lot of time right now because I'm trying to get out of debt to refocus. So what I'm doing is I'm cutting out all content for the foreseeable future, putting that time back into getting out of debt. Once I'm out of debt with some financial stability underneath me, I promise you, I'll be back, and it's going to be like nothing you've ever seen.
A couple days after that, he posted a little progress bar of how close you've gotten him to be.
Just no.
Being back and able to work for God again. Now, in fairness, these are the only two examples I found where he explicitly makes it about his religious quest. But remember, that's the premise of his whole existence online. And presumably, he has believers, acolytes, disciples. Someone's given him money, and perhaps because he's convinced them that God wants them to. With that in mind, he has asked for money a few other times as well. In 22, he was having trouble with his apartment and had to stay in a hotel, and he expected his landlord to pay for his food. Wasn't going to happen, so he asked the internet for money. In June 2023, he revealed that he's raising another man's son, and that he and his wife need money to fight that man's claim for custody.
I'm going to cut right to the chase. For context, my son isn't biologically speaking mine. Up until recently, we actually had a reasonable working relationship with his biological father in which we were able to sustain visitation accommodations for him. We had a pseudo contract written up that we each signed, and he broke that contract, which caused him to have visitations held from him. He stopped talking to us and decided to sue us for 50% custody.
Please donate to my cuck fund and pray that the other kids are actually mine. As we already saw, in 2023, he asked for money for help with car issues, but that was actually the third time he asked for it that year. February 27th, he asked for money for a tow and diagnostics. He received financial support the same day, thanked people, and then asked for more for the actual repairs. Praise God, a couple weeks later, he was able to announce he paid for the car repair. The joy didn't last long though, because a few months later, he was raising money again to repair his car. And then a couple months after that, the car broke again, and he's not
Methinks he doesn't have a car.
going to be able to make any content for you until it's fixed. Hint, hint. Which then leads us to December, where apparently just asking wasn't enough, and he Christed it out to ask for money. That's the first clip I showed you earlier. Jesus, man, just get another car. Actually, he had the same thought. January 20th, 2024, he celebrates his 6-year content creator anniversary and announces he might be buying a second car. Well, actually, you might be buying a second car. The dealership is willing to discount their car $2,000 if we can come up with the other $2,000. Can you help? Help or no help?
Oh, nigga. Excuse me, wrong word. Wigger.
Help, it looks like a few days later they got it. Not the car in the picture, but it is a Kia, an Optima. Now, backdrop of the whole, if you don't pay for this stuff, I can't continue my mission for God thing aside, asking for stuff online, who cares? Well, here's the payoff, and it's twofold. Later that year, he had the audacity to state, I wouldn't normally do this, but I feel a strong need to. I'm fighting an awful sickness and will have been home from work for about 2 weeks. If you can help out, I'm trying to close at 12.
Oh, nigga. Oh, this nigga suck. See, is what I be talking. It's a sad world. This you can't go like every 2 months just be like, hey, I got this, could you help? 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 And what? We were so good, bro. We were so good like 20 minutes ago. You know, you was explaining yourself, albeit for no reason. But this shit was so good like 20 minutes ago. See, I told y'all it's a matter of time for shit just fuck up. It's just a matter of time with shit like this, bro. Like, this is disgusting.
$1,200 gap. Wouldn't normally do this. What are you talking about? Next tweet we're going to see for you is going to be that you grazed your knee and need $100 to buy Band-Aids. And the cherry on top, later that month, he smashed a car to bits. I was in a car accident this morning. I T-boned a lady that ran.
This motherfucker can't drive. Oh, this motherfucker can't drive, bro. That's what it is. Gee, wait. Somebody said it. Jesus take the wheel. Jesus take his car. Like, this ain't it. This shit ain't it. They ain't none of this shit copacetic right now. Shit just wrong.
And a red light, there was a witness. For those unaware, I drive rideshare for a living. Not having this car completely stops that flow of income. Please help if you can. The keen-eyed of you will notice that's not the car he got his wife. After getting that in January, he got another in May. You may notice that is also not the car he crashed. They had just traded in one of their cars to get it.
So, like, there's a check. Obviously, I'm not going to show you guys. But there's a check from the vehicle that we traded in for that Bolt that just got totaled. And they refunded almost the entirety of the gap insurance amount, which is like $900 total.
Every little helps, I guess. But have you considered, maybe God is sending you a sign, brother. Just ride a bicycle. Seriously, even back...
I ain't gonna lie. If I bought full cars and I totaled all of them, that'd have been my sign. Like, maybe it's time to take the bus. Maybe it's time Maybe it's time I let somebody Uber me somewhere, cause there ain't no way.
In 2021, he was having car-related issues. He said, "The enemy is using this stupid car debt to make me feel trapped, man. Like I'll never get free of it. It's a constant mental battle for me." By the way, something I'm curious about is, which vehicle did he trade in? It wasn't the Kia they got in January. That's the car they still have.
We're planning on moving at this point into our own place. We are at the point with 3 children. We need our own space.
Oh god, that's not the bedroom in his house. That's his whole damn living arrangement.
We're going to pay off the car that we have right now, which is what I'm driving for rideshare. It'll be our Kia Optima. We currently owe just above $15,000, so by the time we get here, it may be a little bit less. I don't know.
Guess he just wanted a white Bolt instead. Traded in the one he got in May, and now he has none. As of last month, he solved everything, though. They're getting a minivan, and they're going to sell the Optima. And maybe he is blessed by God, because apparently they have a divine benefactor they can't talk about.
Also have the Optima that we were actually trying to raise money to pay off and sell, or pay down and sell, technically. Well, I can't get into why, but there is someone who has decided to completely take care of that, fix the van the rest of the way, and pay off our credit card debt, as I understand at this point. Now, I could be wrong.
This motherfucker owes a loan shark, bro. Cause ain't no way. No. Time out. Flag on the play. You can't say this shit out loud and not have people believe, even tangentially for a second, you not about to owe like a loan shark your ass for the rest of your fucking life. Cause what?
On some of the details on that. I know for sure that the Optima is going to be taken care of, and I've gotten the impression the other 2 things will as well.
God truly works in mysterious ways. But now all that's sorted out, what's he going to beg with? In April, he wrote, "I need to take some time off. I'm so exhausted from dealing with the harassment from the doxer. See you on April 15th, where I promise to be back to normal. Cash App and Venmo." Look, man, that only really works for chicks.
Up until then. And I just ask one thing. I have some means to go make some money while I'm in this limbo, but for those that don't know, I've been a full-time content creator for the past 8 weeks. If you have the means and would like to help us, just consider sending us a Cash App or Venmo, but know that our bills will be paid even if you don't. So this is not a pressure thing. It would just allow me to take a couple of actual full days off.
If you're burning out after
I'm dead ass about to start like e-begging. Cause ain't no way everybody else get away with this shit. I bet you when a black man tries to get his share of money, is everybody gonna be like, nah.
weeks, you're in trouble. What is he actually doing? When I was more of a gamer and I streamed myself playing stuff, I'd stream 8 hours a day, 5 times a week. During COVID, it was 7 days a week. Now I cover drama, cringe, whatever. I'm a bit beholden to what's out there to look at. And I stream very lightly, 2 to 3 hours, 5 times a week. Oh, he's doing about the same as a gaming guy. Except his birthday week, which is going to be where donos are the best. Look, man, holidays, your birthday, they're good earners. You want to do special things, but birthday week? Does that shit work? His content strategy's evolved, though. He shifts priority between streaming and static content. Let's check his videos. Look at the dates on these. What are you spending all these hours you say you're working on content doing? You don't have to hammer stuff out. God knows my stuff ebbs and flows as I dabble here and there. But you're the chosen one. Jesus told you need to be an online internet celebrity. And this is how you live that life. Okay, maybe he's just incredible. Maybe he is, like I said earlier, a literal god gamer. He's certainly comfortable giving us all advice.
If I told you that the best way to get better in-game is actually not in-game at all?
Well, what would happen is I'd take a look at how good you are until I listen to anything you say. I don't play games very much anymore, and I certainly don't play much FPS anymore because I developed a motion sickness issue. I haven't touched a competitive shooter since Counter-Strike 2 came out, and I barely played that. I've also never been great. So how can I compare myself to this pro?
Leon did the Edson. What the fuck are y'all talking about? Who the fuck did the Eddie Murphy? What are you talking about?
Well, he has streamed himself playing aim trainers. So what'll happen if I take one attempt at a benchmark he's been practicing?
All right, I mean, new high score, yes. I feel like I kind of fumbled towards the end there.
Oh, and this is where a lot of the recent hate has come from. Under a post that was viewed hundreds of thousands of times, he was even dubbed Aiming for Hope. Though I would have gone with Hoping for Aim. Make no mistake though, he's not simply being ragged on for not being very...
I never asked strangers for help. If my family or immediate family can't help with a problem, then the universe wants me to either weather it on my own. This e-begging thing seems dangerous. I wouldn't call it dangerous. I would call it, well, technically, yeah, it is kind of dangerous because you do it and then it don't work. Then it's like, you're viewed as this now. You're viewed as this now. Jesus, take that. Your voice switched up and you sounded like Eddie Murphy. Stop saying I sound like this dude. Y'all don't know how Eddie Murphy talk. That's y'all fucking problem. Y'all haven't listened to Eddie Murphy say a word in years. Y'all gotta stop that shit. Stop that!
Good. But rather that combined with his arrogance to authoritatively put out advice content, how to perform better in a competitive setting. And
listen, I got some advice for y'all. Just jerk to the side.
Top of that, his bad sportsmanship and blaming of others.
I'm not saying I'm playing well here. I have made some
And I got a question. What did Pirate Software do? Didn't I already talk about how he like did that thing and then did that thing? And then did that thing and did that thing and then 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 did that thing and that thing that he did. Y'all remember that like thing that he did also? Y'all remember that? that thing that he did mixed in with the things that he did. Cause I totally keep up with this shit all the time. All the time. All the time I keep up with it. Yeah. Yeah. Keep up with it all the time. It's great to keep up with.
See, the thing is he acknowledges his egregious mistakes, and then he goes on a 30-minute rant about how it's not his fault, but you will never take into account these egregious mistakes if you're always looking at something else. That's the problem.
Sounds like a really irritating guy to work with. You'd imagine the people on the team he made, Copium or Hopium, would run into issues with him. And you'd be right. But even that isn't actually his fault. December 17th, 2024, he wrote, I want to let you all know that I decided to step away from Hopium permanently. It was for a multitude of reasons, but namely that I wasn't respected by the members of the team I started. I will not go into anything else publicly. No, please. Please do. I want to know what they were saying to you.
Let me find out this motherfucker got like. Let me find out this motherfucker actually got like beat out by his own team because he was like the shittiest one. He started it and he got a bunch of people to help him that were better than him, and this motherfucker then got outshined and now he pissy about it. That's probably what happened. That typically is how it goes. You start something because you think you so good. You think your pussy the best pussy. And then you invite a couple other motherfuckers in that got better pussy than you, and now you sitting there dried up. Nobody want to touch.
Genuinely, it would make my day. Here's a clip from a couple of days before he quit. Just look into his eyes.
When they didn't take me out because, I want to be clear, because this happened on a live stream, they didn't take me out of the game because I stepped away. They took me out of the game because our other tank was available, and it was just weird timing.
Our guy got tank cucked. Now this...
They found another tank. Oh, no.
Probably more to dig into, but that's going to be all for now. If you're feeling bad for...
Chris, what the hell is this? What the hell? Where do you find this shit, Chris? Like, what the fuck? Where do you find this shit? Get in here, you dyke. I know you're not doing nothing. You don't do nothing with your fucking day.
Do you want a video of him explaining his 3-year plan of becoming a god gamer?
That doesn't exist.
It is. It's real. Give me a
That
minute.
doesn't exist. And why did you not respond to my message I sent you at 8 p.m. yesterday?
Oh, I woke up. I slept like a fucking rock, dude. I just woke up. Hold on. It's gonna take him. I gotta find this Falgi. Did Falgi send this? What the fuck? Where is it?
What are you talking about?
I'm trying to find this his 3-year plan. His 3-year plan video.
There's no 3-year plan video.
Yes, there is. There's
No,
literally
there
a plan video. It's fucking great.
No.
And it's the most Mr. Beast autism edited video of all time.
No, just stop.
A day in the life of a no. I need the plan one.
Please, I don't want to watch a video that's titled "The Day in the Life."
Oh, here it is. My complete roadmap to competing in Overwatch Masters. This is him talking about his god stuff. He shows you his schedule on how he's going to be a professional gamer with 6 kids.
So where's the 6 kids thing come from? Because
He has triplets on the way.
On the way.
Yes. That's what I was told.
Because he got 3, and then he got like an adopted one.
No. So he's got 2, and he has an adopted one.
What the fuck?
Yeah, and he stopped working at his job to become a gamer, dude.
I don't want to watch this, Chris. He looks like, and then he's doing the thing. He put a fucking mic on cooking utensils.
Yep, he's doing the thing. Just the best part is the autism editing, like Mr. Beast.
I don't want to watch this. Have you seen this already? I don't want to watch this.
I kind of like skipped around it. I watched it, but I skipped around it because I just wanted to get to the part where he talked about the roadmap. It's fucking great. All right, find the timestamp where he talks about his schedule.
No, it's 8 minutes. I'm gonna end up watching the whole thing. I want you to respond to the message I sent you.
Yeah, you. Okay, I like your hat better than Sticks, but you're not a gay pirate, so you can work it.
It's the fact that there's at least like I saw 3 comments of motherfuckers being like, "Oh my god, they should collab," and I responded to one of them like, "You think I'm about to collab with somebody who got the charges on there? You got me fucked up. Not happening, buddy."
Let me wake up some more. I'll call in a minute.
Oh, shut up. He's not calling back. All right, boys. I guess we're watching the complete roadmap to completing in the Overwatch CS.
I want to compete at the highest levels of Overwatch in the Overwatch Champions Series, but
of the Overwatch Champions Series.
There's a problem. I'm 28 years old, married, and raising a family. This
I'm not laughing at a grown man having a family. What I'm laughing at is like he's using that as a deterrent. Wait, 28?
Overwatch in the Overwatch Champions Series. But there's a problem. I'm 28 years old.
Now look. I'm going to say this. And I'm gonna say this, and then we gonna move on. You understand me? Do y'all understand me? I'm gonna say this, and then we gonna move on. He doesn't look his age, and she looks like she's way too young. Now,
married and raising a family. This makes the path to get there much longer and consequently more challenging. I have created a detailed roadmap to accomplish my goal despite the additional challenges. I even have a timeline to go along with it that I'm happy to share with you at the end. And I know what you're thinking. Anyone can compete in the OWCS. I know I could just jump in, but I don't think I should just jump in. I mean, if all I ever wanted to do...
I mean, fuck. You say God wants you to be a content creator. You say God wants you to be in this position. And you have the ability to be, bitch, you got a farm, you got a barnyard you sitting next to.
It was check the box to say that I competed, I would do that.
Your scientists were so preoccupied with whether or not they could, they just not think they should.
At the start of my journey in May of 2023, my dream was to compete in the Overwatch League. The Overwatch League itself seemed incredibly exciting to me, but at the time, there really wasn't a clear path on how to get in. And then, seemingly out of nowhere, the league itself came to a complete and abrupt end. And if we're being honest, the moment that made boys cry was Obi-Wan and Anakin's epic duel in Star Wars Episode 3, but the moment that made grown men shed tears was when Zoe delivered that heartfelt speech marking the end of the Overwatch League. But from the ashes of the league, the Overwatch Champions Series emerged.
Now look, if you a grown ass quote unquote man crying about a tournament being discontinued, knowing full well another one was gonna pop up, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. I mean, I think 2K put in some stipulation in their games that you can't like do the live stream gambling or wagers anymore, and motherfuckers still do it. They just do it without letting you know that they're doing it.
Merged. I mean, whether you love it or hate it, the route to get into the OWCS is very clear and very simple. However, simply participating in the Overwatch Champions Series wasn't enough for me. My new goal quickly became to place in the top 50 teams of the competition. Since then, I've experimented with various strategies and approaches. Honestly, I didn't even have a clear direction until I started making this video. Now, I finally have a solid plan in place. Right now, I find myself feeling stuck in what many refer to as ELO Hell, otherwise known as Platinum. Let's be honest, the gap between a Platinum player and the top 50 teams of the OWCS feels like not just one Grand Canyon, but at least 4. While your public rank may not be the most precise measurement of your skills, it definitely serves as a great indicator of your ability as a solo player. As a result, my first major goal on this journey is to elevate myself to the level of a Masters tank player. Achieving this involves a variety of strategies and a lot of dedicated effort. Primarily, it means identifying areas where I am falling short.
Does he keep his family in the barn? I would have said yes if I didn't see his house in the background. I would have made the joke. But because I've seen his house in the background, the joke doesn't hold weight as much as I would want it to.
short and taking steps to improve in those areas. I sometimes find success by conducting self-VOD reviews, but I've also discovered that getting feedback from a qualified coach can be even more beneficial. No matter the method, I focus on pinpointing one specific aspect of my gameplay that, when improved, will lead to
What is all these noises? Hey, what's with the noises, man? You ain't gotta have these fucking noises, man. You could just fucking chill out. You ain't gotta do it, man.
Significant progress. During my ranked matches, I concentrate solely on that particular aspect. I try not to dwell on whether I won or lost, or even who was to blame for the results. Instead,
and for anybody who didn't like watch the first like 2 minutes of this stream, I told y'all that last stream was gonna get blocked, and it did. Fucking Aniplex came in and fucked that up so fast. Can't even be mad at it. Just gotta live through it to the best of one's ability.
Instead, I focus on whether or not I actually made improvements in that area I chose to isolate as an individual player. Improving as an individual player is just one step to my overall goal of being able to place in the top 50 teams in the
But now the stream is up, so I took all the issues out.
OWCS. At the highest levels of play, Overwatch 2 truly becomes a team-focused game. Success requires not only excellent individual skills, but also strong teamwork that matters.
Yes, and you got replaced. You got Tank replaced. Bitch, I am like one of the worst Overwatch players of all the times. And even I could go in and just like be subpar as a fucking tank to the point where I won't get replaced. You just junk. That's what it is. You junk. Junk. You're not good. I'm mapping it out. You're not good at the game. If you was good at the game, you wouldn't have these problems. If you was good at the game, you wouldn't have these issues. If you was good at the game, you'd be able to stand the test of time and make sure that no one could beat you and you could be a real Overwatch player. Don't know why my voice went this route, but fuck it. Life hands you lemons and you make some lemonade. Or you can crush all the seeds up, put them in cocaine, and you'll have some lemon-seeded cocaine.
Matches or even exceeds those skills. In the past, when I was focused on my Overwatch League journey, the goal was to utilize the social media following that I have to attract teams in the contenders area and network my way up from there. However, I have since discovered the next vital step.
Why are you outside sweating? Are you all right? You look like you might be dying, and the humidity is getting to you. Isn't Overwatch dying? I'm gonna say no, but I'm gonna also say yes. I'm gonna say since Marvel Rivals came, all right. So here's how I can actually timeline it. Ever since Overwatch 2 came out, you can understand why everybody's like, you know what, fuck Blizzard and fuck Overwatch. But since Marvel Rivals came out, it's like the gunshot wound. It was already open. Now you just added like a stab wound to it too.
Participating in scrims. For those who might not know, scrims are practice sessions specifically designed for honing team play. Personally, I plan to form a team of like-minded individuals who are eager to compete along.
Wait, these the same individuals that replaced you? Ah, buddy. No, buddy, no. You can't do that. You can't. I'm just giving y'all my voice acting skills. I've just realized I'm just giving you voice acting skills. Isn't it wonderful? Isn't it grand?
Alongside me as we strive together to compete in the OWCS. So far, I feel like I've made pretty good progress in this area. I mean, we even scrimmed together for a while under the team name Hopium. However, we recently recognized the need to bring our individual skill ratings more closely together to enhance our overall performance. By focusing on teamwork in these scrims, we can develop better communication and coordination, which are essential for success in high-stakes competitions. My goal is to create an environment.
He trained his replacement. That's sad. That's sad because that's probably fucking true. He probably did train his fucking replacement. Like imagine like you wanting to do something and you get a bunch of people in on it. And then they replace you. Like I punched the air. Like, I'd be punching the fucking air. Like, no.
Where each member can grow together, ultimately pushing us all toward that top 50 spot. My biggest challenge, though, goes well beyond Overwatch, and that's actually the area of my finances. Right now, I can't afford to drop to part-time work and support my family. At the start of this journey, I was actually a full-time content creator. I was fortunate enough to be in that situation because of some very supportive family members and driving for Uber and Lyft part-time. However, it felt like everything changed overnight when our emergency fund ran out, leaving us in a really tough financial situation. And that's when I realized I had to put my family first and step back from being a full-time creator. The struggle became very real in that, as of then, I could only dedicate about 10 hours a week to playing Overwatch. So my wife and I created a financial plan to give ourselves a year-long runway of sorts. First, we'll focus on paying off our debts, which fortunately consist of just a couple of car loans and some credit card bills. Once that's sorted, we'll build an emergency fund that can cover a full year of our expenses. After we accomplish these goals, I plan to quit my teller job and use that extra time to focus on creating content and improving my skills as an Overwatch competitor. Ultimately, all the extra time that I gained by leaving my teller job wouldn't make much sense if I don't use it wisely. That's where the next important step comes into play: competing in smaller tournaments. With Faceit now being natively part of Overwatch 2, organizing structured tournaments has become easier than ever before. A fantastic way of putting those skills to the test is by jumping into tournaments. This not only gives us the chance to compete, but also allows us to potentially earn some cash prizes.
Notice how the story changed. No, I didn't. How? Oh, hey, speaking of stories changing and people, ladies and gentlemen, we had to. Well, I didn't do it on stream, but I gambled one last time. And I got a 99 overall Tim Tebow. Hold on, you can't see it because you're in the way. I got a 99 overall Tim Tebow. I gambled one last time and I won big. just in case anybody wanted to know. I know none of you care, but you know what? I care. Influencers need to be stopped. Sure, why not? Go with that route. I need to like set up some time for myself so that I could stream The Last of Us, because I've never played that game. I want to know what turned everybody against it when they got to the sequel, because I heard the sequel game is bad, but I need to know how we got there first.
Hello, I like money.
By combining this tournament experience with the additional content I'm creating, I can support my family better. Plus,
I'd have started wheezing if that child came down the slide and kneed the fuck out of that little girl. Nope. I'd have started wheezing. I'd have started fucking wheezing. I ain't got no shame in my fucking heart. I'd have started dying laughing. If I saw that child come down and knee that fucking child off the slide, or feet first in that child's chest, I'd have died laughing. I'd have been going meet the devil laughing. The devil would have been wondering why the fuck I'm laughing. I'd have showed him that video. He'd have been laughing with me.
This could help my team gain some social media attention and attract potential sponsors. I mean, in a perfect world, this opportunity would open the teammates' doors to leaving their 9-to-5s if they so chose. You see, it's very important to me that
I would never, you hear me? Never trust another man with the promise of, hey, if this goes good, maybe you could quit your job too. No. Like, if you was trying to sales pitch me on that and that's what you told me, I'm walking away. No.
as I grow and succeed, I am not the only one reaping the benefits. Even after accomplishing all of these steps, I truly believe there's one more important thing I can do. At this point, I can only imagine that I'll be working hard to reach Grandmaster as a player. If I'm not already at that level, I will focus on closing the gap in order to get there. However, simply reaching the Grandmaster rank isn't the end goal I have in mind here. My real aim is to be among the top 25 tanks in the North American region. This might not seem like that big of a deal when it comes to the OWCS, but it does mean something very important to me. By striving for this goal, I can build even more self-confidence in my abilities.
This whole video just smells like you. The whole video just smells. And you know what it smells like. It smells like G Fuel, which this stream is not sponsored by. But if you want some G Fuel, go buy it from somewhere.
As a player, it's not just about the rank. It's about knowing that I can compete at a high level and be among the best. I would hope to complete everything I need to do in less than a year so I can be ready to compete.
You need less than a year to become plat? You suck. You're not good at all. Fucking, what they say? Skill issue. Tank diff. I know the lingo of these characters.
In 2025. However, it's crucial to understand the difference between what I hope for and what is actually possible. In truth, competing in 2025 may...
Why are you flexing in front of these fucking suburban SUVs? Why are you flexing your wealth? Do you know what's to come? This video was made 8 months ago. Do you know the legacy that leads behind this? Is he aware? Does he know? Does he know what he's going to end up becoming in the coming weeks after this? A man who can't drive? A man who can't fucking control himself behind the wheel? Is he prepared for this legacy to be his?
Not allow me to reach my ultimate goal of being in the top 50 teams. On the other hand, competing in 2026 is still a big challenge, but it feels much more achievable. I didn't begin this journey because I was afraid of facing obstacles. So yes, competing in the OWCS in the year 2026 is my ultimate timeline and is the time.
See, I can't stand. See, what are you doing? No, like, what the fuck is he doing? Why do you think this is a good shot? This is not a good shot. Tangentially, the worst type of shot. Where you just open your car door and speak into a fucking microphone that you put on a spatula. I don't like it.
That I promised I would share with you. While this roadmap and timeline to accomplish it are clear, an additional challenge
Are you reading from your script? Like, you ain't got no passion, no energy, no determination in your voice. Just a whole bunch of BI itching.
I had to overcome was making the time to walk down this path. See what I did there? In this video right here, I share some surprising sacrifices I had to make in order to make that time.
Oh, you sacrifice sleep? I'm not at all concerned for you. Every Overwatch controversy explained? Don't think I want to know about that. In my head, don't think I want to know about every Overwatch conspiracy or controversy. That's how I see it. Those Overwatch controversies, they mean a whole lot to the ecos. I would have lost it if he started ghostwriting. Is there anything else? Is there anything else out in the ether that I could sink my teeth into? You know, yeah. Let you motherfuckers decide, even though I said that yesterday and you motherfuckers for some reason brought up pirate software. Leon, what advice can you give this man? Fuck, bro. I stopped caring about this guy's story 2 hours ago. Well, it's a good thing this stream has only been an hour. It's like, it started so promising, and then we started talking about the KKK, and, you know, it was good. To be honest, you might like the pirate software stuff. The problem is, I don't. A pretentious motherfucker who thinks he knows everything getting chewed out by everybody else. No. And I summed it up yesterday. Abin preaches new video. Oh God. No, I'm gonna just go ahead and look at this. He got cheated on, the internet blamed him. I saw this shit. It's some fucking trend where it's like, let's give it up for the man or the woman of the year, and then they show like some horrendous shit that man or women did in a relationship. Cheating, beating them, rape is all weird. And this one, if this is the right one, this specific one then turned into a smorgasbord of talking points about how men shouldn't fucking discuss their feelings. This is an egregious fucking thumbnail though. Sorry, I cheated. My mouth was full. That's the most egregious fucking thumbnail I've ever seen, dog.
Okay, this story, I saw this and I thought it was entertaining, so why don't we just start at the beginning, okay? So they have a trend on TikTok called the Man of the Year, and it's basically women kind of, shitting on their exes for some of the horrible things that they did. So one guy does the Woman of the Year, okay? And the video kind of goes viral. So this is the text message that he shows.
That's not fair. I was drunk and my mouth was already too full to tell them to chill out. Like, like, we nuts.
That's not fair. I was drunk and my mouth was already too full to tell them to chill out. So that is a crazy text message. Everyone's like, what happened? So he goes on to tell the story.
Y'all wanted story time, so here it is. So I've been dating this girl, hot and heavy for a minute. It was like a year plus. So a lot of time started passing, and she started like going out without me. Before she wouldn't go out at all without me. Well, all of a sudden she decided that, hey, like I want to go out with my homegirls. Like, and I wasn't trying to be like controlling boyfriend or anything. So I was like, all right, cool, like whatever. Just like let me know what you're doing, and like there's no problem. And so as a good boyfriend, they would just sit home and play Rocket League all night because I didn't really like going out too much.
Oh, you deserve to get cheated on. You play Rocket League. I'm gonna tell you right now. You play Rocket League, you deserve nothing. You hear me? You deserve nothing in your life if you play Rocket League.
And one night, it was my friend's birthday. So they were begging me to go out with them, bro. They're begging me. So I finally said yes. I was like, so I told her I was going out, right? And Shorty said, no, don't go out. I was like, bro, who do you think you are? So obviously, that started an argument, such and such. We were mad at each other, so on and so forth. And then we both went out. So they decided to take me to this big ass party, right? And, I was bored as fuck. I had nothing to do. So I just went on my phone and I ended up looking at my girl's location, right? So I'm looking at my phone and it says that she's right where I am. I was like, what the fuck? Okay. So now I stand up and I'm at this party just looking around for her, trying to figure out where the fuck she's at. And as I'm walking around, I look to the stairs and I just see her walking upstairs in between two niggas. One of them's leading her, holding her hand. The other one's behind her, holding her hand. And I'm just sitting there thinking to myself, oh nah, bro, there's no way that's my girl. Like, what the fuck? So, as a curious, I decided to like...
I got bored so fucking fast. Bro, you got cheated on. That's raps. Bro, you got cheated on. That's raps. Like, it sucked. Feel bad for you. Feel bad for you. But, tweaker. Oh, the story was sad and wild. Oh, it was? Well, let's keep watching.